Hello and welcome to Bachmann's New Model Monday for October. As always, it's you got me, Matt Stern, and Tyler Haney this way. And today we're going to be talking about some new product arrivals. Had some really highly anticipated products come in recently, and we're also going to be showing off some new samples too, because we have a lot of exciting samples for products that have yet to come out that have arrived recently from the factory. And you'll also see that we're talking from our respective houses. We're not we're not at the Bachmann office today. So and there's a reason for that, which I'll get to later. But Tyler, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm here live in the studio apartment and looking forward to showing off our latest new samples, upcoming releases, and new releases. We've got plenty to show today. You may have seen them in our Facebook posts over the last couple of weeks, and tonight we'll go into a little bit more detail.
Absolutely. So we have got a third camera that we're going to be showing as well, and I'm getting an echo in here from that. So if anybody else hears an echo, please let us know in the comments, and I'll try and figure it out. But if not, then I guess we're good.
Seems fine on my end.
Perfect. All right, I'll just endure the echo down here.
Yeah. Hopefully, you're not just hearing things.
I mean, that's always a possibility too. But yeah, so do you want to kick it off with one of our probably coolest new samples?
Yeah, it's a very cool sample, and it's somewhat fitting because we've got for all of our Canadian viewers out there. I want to wish you a happy Canadian Thanksgiving tomorrow, and here's a little bit of a Canadian Thanksgiving gift for you. This is the HO Scale Via Rail Canada Lumi Special Paint Scheme. I'm going to actually adjust my light here because I'm getting a little bit of glare. So here you have it. This is the complete train set.
There you
That
go.
we're
If you
going to
hold it
be
like that,
offering.
it
There we
was it was
go.
pretty blown out before.
Yeah. So those of you who already have our Via Rail Canada models, you're familiar with the arrangement of the consist with the SCV-42 Charger and the 5 Venture passenger cars. And of course, this is different from our initial Via release in that it features the special Lumi paint scheme. This was a paint scheme I believe was initially considered as the primary paint scheme for the Via Rail corridor train sets. It instead became a special one-off to celebrate the halfway point of the delivery of the new equipment from Siemens. And it takes some cues from the classic Via paint scheme for the turbo train from the late 1970s, and how it is mostly yellow. And as you'll see on the passenger cars, it has a black window band to emulate the paint scheme on the turbo train with the window band going across and the big bold Via lettering here. This is of course officially licensed by Via Rail Canada, and their staff were a great help in getting us all the official graphics and paint colors and everything needed to make these models as authentic as possible. It features all the great features you've come to expect from our Siemens mobility models. You've got TCS Wow Sound on board with audio assist, keep alive, and all the interior lighting features. You've got the directional lighting. You've got the special auxiliary headlight for Via. You've got the interior work corridor light. So it's a beautiful model as always, and it's got a very, very sharp paint job here with the all yellow, lot less gray compared to the primary Via paint scheme, which is still great. One other cool feature I'll point out here is you can see that they made the Via Rail Canada logo here on the side so large that it's actually cut off on the locomotive. So you'll see on the engineer's side, you've got the I and the A, and then part of the V. And then from the opposite side, because it is mirrored, you've got the V and I and part of the A. And so to make it the complete word mark, they continued it onto the first Siemens Venture passenger car in the consist. As you can see here, there's your complete via. So we'll just like the first release again for the Venture passenger cars. These have the same features: the interior lighting, the class-specific interiors, 2x1 seating for business class, and 2x2 for coach class. This is one of the two business class cars behind the locomotive. I can bring it in a little bit closer. You may just be able to see the 2x1 seating. Got a fully detailed underbody and roof. All specific via configuration details. And then I'll bring over the rest of the consist as well. This is the second via car. These cars will all be available in separate sale, so you can build out the consist at your own pace. We're expecting these to arrive over the spring and summer of 2026. We'll bring up the two coaches as well. As you can see, pretty similar looking, just with the 2x2 coach class interior seating. And finally, of course, completing the train, and this will allow me to also segue into an update on this model, is the Via Rail Canada cab car. This also features a TCS sound decoder for DCC lighting and sound features. Again, you have directional lighting. When you put this in the consist with the locomotive, it'll be appropriately set so that when the locomotive is forward, the headlights will be on, and when the cab car will have the rear marker lights on, and vice versa when you switch directions, running it as a push-pull consist. It has horn, bell, air conditioning unit, and station announcement sounds on board. You've got all these separately applied details. You got your Via Rail Canada specific horn, the rooftop antennas, the separately applied metal handrails, and again, the fully detailed interior. Now, of course, I know that many of you are waiting, for those of you who ordered the standard Via paint scheme, you're waiting for the Via cab car to arrive. And as I've mentioned before on this show, the cab car has unfortunately been subject to several delays, some out of our control and some due to wanting to improve the product. Took us some time to come up with TCS for a good speaker placement and speaker selection that would give us the best acoustics from this model. This was the solution we came up with a speaker that fills out the whole rear of the cab car and with a speaker grill in the diaphragm. Took us some time to get it to a level where the sound would be loud enough and clear enough that it would not be drowned out by the Charger locomotive. So that was one of the sources of the delays. And then, unfortunately, we were further set back when the tariff situation first came up back in April. The tariffs were too high for us to import, so we had to put all imports on hold and in turn put all production on hold, so we weren't making product that we can't afford to ship out. So we had to rearrange our production schedule, including the Via cab car. We're now looking at, fingers crossed, that they will come in by the end of the year. They are still in production at this time. We're waiting a production sample in packaging from the factory for the regular Via Rail cab car. Again, we're hoping to get that in by the end of the year. And fingers crossed we will have it in time for Christmas. We don't have a firm exact date at this time. It is all dependent on when the factory is able to finish up production and then get a container shipment scheduled and have it come across the ocean from China to the United States. But it is in the works, it is in production, and we're hoping to have it in your hands very soon so you can complete your Via Rail Canada train set. So again, the regular Via Rail Canada cab car, we're hoping to have in by the end of 2025. And then the all-new Lumi paint scheme, the Charger, and the Venture cars will be in 2026.
Yeah, we won't be holding the cab car back for for fun or anything.
No, not at all.
But yeah, just to add to that as well, a couple of the cool features that come with the DCC the TCS Wow Sound system that comes on the charger with that. Tyler, obviously, you mentioned the Canadian specific horn model on the model, but of course, it also has the specific sounds for the Canadian chargers as well. So it has the correct sound for the Canadian horn. It has actual Canadian English and French station announcements as well, or arrival and departure announcements.
Yes, it does. It is a unique sound set compared to the Amtrak and the SC44 chargers. So that was a nice little touch that TCS was able to program in for us. They were able to work with one of their dealers up in Canada who was fluent in English and French to record the announcements with them. As you mentioned, you've got the specific Canadian model horn, and it has both the low speed, low pressure, quieter horn, and then when you're running at full speed, past a certain speed point, it gives you the horn at full blast.
It's a very cool model. I keep on trying to figure out ways that I can bring it onto my layout, but I don't know. It's tempting, even though I have no justification for it. It's tempting.
Well, we'll I guess we'll talk a little bit about what's happening with your layout behind you there, but you can come up with some kind of justification, I think.
I've thought of there are options. There are always options.
Mm-hmm.
But
they do have to travel from the Siemens plant in Sacramento up to Canada, so they could be they just finished up production.
Yeah, now you got me thinking. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, that's our new latest Siemens charger and venture car set. Now, when I say set, it's not a set like a train set. You do have to buy them all separately, but it does make up the full prototypical consist that the real train runs with. But speaking of sets, we do have a sample of a new set to show off as well. Where did I put that thing? Here it is. This is the first package sample of the McKinley Explorer in the brand new paint scheme that they're running in now. McKinley Explorer is obviously a train that we've had in the line for a number of years in the past. We had it actually on and off for well over 20 years now, starting with the when they ran the Bud Dome cars, and then when they started introducing these Colorado Railcar Ultra Domes, which are the tallest and longest passenger cars operating in the United States. We actually had these cars tooled up and produced the train as it looked in its first iteration with these cars, and now with their new family paint scheme. We've brought the set back with the new look, and we've also added here, you might be able to see the locomotive also has the updated Alaska Railroad paint scheme, which was also not present on the previous set. So these should be arriving, we're actually hoping for early December for these, all things being equal. And we're also, along with these, getting the Denali Express version as well. Wearing the same paint scheme, the real trains have a unified paint scheme now, which is designed to be somewhat uniform with the Alaska Railroad paint scheme. And both of the sets are going to arrive in these very handy cube boxes, which are actually designed to fit in luggage compartments on planes, because these will actually be for sale on the trains. You will be able to buy these once delivered on the actual McKinley Explorer and Denali Express trains, as well as at your Bachmann retailers as well. So, very cool set. Comes with a oval of 22-inch radius, easy track for nice broad curves to allow these passenger cars, which are 89 feet or 89 scale feet long, to make it around. And whether you've been on the train or just are a fan of passenger railroading or Alaskan railroading, it's definitely a must-have train. And again, it's another one that I'm trying to figure out an excuse to run on my railroad, because it's just a really cool-looking paint scheme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really nice-looking new look for the set and for the trains. The prototype practice up on the Alaska Railroad is to run the cars that are branded for the McKinley Explorer, the Denali Express, and I believe there's one or two other cruise operators to operate them in one consist, along with the Alaska Railroad's own passenger equipment. So it made sense to create a more unified look, both between the McKinley Explorer and the Denali Express cars, and also matches very nicely with the Alaska Railroad's own modern colors. Uh, and I've told this story a couple times, I believe, on the show before, and I'll tell it one more time for good measure. My very first Bachmann train set, in 1999, I was 2 years old, and uh, it was marked for me and my younger brother, my baby brother, but I think it really was a gift for Dad. But it was the original version of the HO McKinley Explorer. So I have a picture somewhere of me and my brother and my dad, getting that set up on Christmas morning, running it on the floor. So it's got a little bit of a personal connection for me.
It's very cool, and it's just another great example of how we're not just we're not just doing this for a job. We really love what we're doing at Bachmann.
Absolutely. I should also mention, in addition to these two starter sets, we are going to be releasing for both the McKinley and the Denali Express. We're going to have two additional separate sail passenger cars that will be available for those of you who want to purchase a set and want to expand the consist, or if you just want to model either of these trains but don't need a complete ready-to-run set. That'll allow you to expand your train or build or start from scratch.
Yeah, if you have one of our previous sets, I believe I'm not sure if they've all been repainted now, but for a good amount of time, as they were repainting the cards, they were running the cars in the previous paint scheme in consist with the cards of the new paint scheme. So if you have the previous set, you can run those separate sail cars with that and replicate the consist at that point in time.
Yeah, I believe they are slowly repainting them, but they haven't completed them yet as of this year.
Yeah, so two new sets, the McKinley Explorer and the Denali Express. They will be arriving, like I said, hopefully this December. I'm going to put that down here because that is taking up way too much real estate on the screen. Tyler, what else do you have for us here?
Well, I've got one more HO upcoming release to show off. Two of them actually in one category, and then you have one in your layout. But I'll be happy to show off what I have here. And this is what I like to call a Bachmann classic. It's been in our HO line, I believe, since the very beginning. But we're keeping it around. It's always been a good seller. It's a great way to expand your starter set, or if you're just getting started or back into the hobby and you need a caboose, we've got our 36-foot wide vision caboose that's served us well for many years. And we've got two brand new paint schemes. And we have here the Milwaukee Road, and we have Norfolk Southern. Now, this Milwaukee Road, this is a prototypical paint scheme. There were only two of these, possibly three, but at least two on the Milwaukee Road. These were the last cabooses that were ordered for the Milwaukee Road, and unlike their practice up until then, these were built by International Car Company rather than in-house by the Milwaukee Road as they had done for most of their cabooses in the past. It's a pretty sharp paint scheme with the yellow ends and the orange. And this particular caboose is actually a preserved one. Today it is found at the Illinois Railroad Museum, and it's been fully repainted and restored. And we have our Norfolk Southern here as well. This one is a little bit of a, feasible but not 100% prototypical. Norfolk Southern inherited very similar cabooses to these from the Norfolk and Western. They were not wide vision. They were a standard cupola, but it was offset like this. And we knew Norfolk Southern was a popular road name. Didn't have a Norfolk Southern caboose in our line at the time. So we figured the 36-foot wide vision caboose would make it easy to fit right in. Norfolk Southern still does use a couple of these on some of their local freights and switching operations where a shoving platform is required for long backup moves. That's two brand new paint schemes for the 36-foot wide vision caboose coming to you very soon.
Yep. So as you can see, just an example there of the breadth of products you can find in our line. You've got everything from stuff for the high end modeler who likes all the details, and then you got some perfect cars for the those who are looking to get started in the hobby or expanding their train set. And that's one
Yeah,
of the
these will
things
also
that
be a.
we
Sorry, I just wanted to mention real quick. These will also be a 2026 release.
right. Yeah, one of the things that we always pride ourselves in at Bachmann is being there for the modeler at any point in the modeler's journey. So, like Tyler was saying, I do have a couple of things to show off on my end here in terms of products. We do have some new samples. You'll see a couple of them behind my head there, but I've got one closer to the camera here as well. And that is the first samples of our center beam flat car with wrapped lumber loads. So we brought out the center beam flat car a couple of years ago, just as a regular flat car with the center beams and without a load. And obviously, they are built for a very specific load purpose, which is typically wrapped lumber or sometimes drywall products and stuff like that. But very similar looking wrapped loads, so it only made sense for us to do a run of these with the loads included. We're also doing new paint schemes as well. So this one here is Union Pacific, which is probably my personal favorite from the new run because it's got these really eye-catching dark red trucks, which pair really nicely with the yellow body. That's got Boise Cascade paper on it. And then I'm going to pivot to the other camera here. You'll see 3 on the layout. I'm actually going to move over to that camera so you can get a better look at all of them. And I'm going to just change my audio too so I don't fade away here when I walk away. Let's see. All right, I'm back here now. And again, let me know if there's an echo, which there might be. So let me just mute the other here. All right. All right. So unfortunately, looks like we're getting it's kind of slow here. But I'll try and work with it. Well, actually, let me see. All right, we're gonna do some real time problem solving here.
Yes, I'll vamp for a little bit while you're getting that set up. The you saw the other 3 paint schemes briefly on the layout there, and they are Bennett Lumber Company, which was a private owner, one of a couple that rostered these cars. This prototype is one that was initially built as a standard 52-foot flat car and was later rebuilt with the center stakes and the bulkheads for lumber transport. I believe this was a practice that originated with BC Rail, which was one of our road names we did without the load in the very first release. And then the other road names you saw were Northern Pacific, which is the only pre-existing road name we have on this, and a pretty popular one, so we decided to do it with a load as well. And Canadian National in Oxide Red, so different colors from the existing release, which was black with yellow stakes and green bulkheads, if I recall correctly. And here we are, back on mass layout.
You're back. Let me know. Can you? Is my voice coming through, Tyler?
Your voice is coming through, yeah.
All right.
The video
So
is
sorry
still a
about that,
little
but I had
blurry.
to. I was on the Wi-Fi, but it's actually in some cases, especially down here in the basement, it's easier to just switch to the phone signal to get slightly better quality. So, got the Canadian National here with the appropriate CAN 4 load. Then you've got Bennett Lumber Products here with the Bennett Lumber Products load. And Northern Pacific with the Triangle Pacific load. And I believe these loads, I mean, obviously the Bennett Lumber one, but these loads were all paired to be appropriate to the road names. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. It would be they're all prototypical and appropriate for the region where the railroad operated.
And apparently my we'll roll with it. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Let me know if my voice stops coming.
Yes, your voice is sounding. You're sounding
I
a
will
little
show here.
robotic.
We do have the. All right. I'm going to switch back to the other one then.
Yeah.
All right.
There, you can see them there just from a distance.
Just unmute that and mute this one so we don't have an echo. All right. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm not sure why why it's so slow, but I was going to show a demonstration of what of what the load looks like on its own. So you can run these with the load on them like this, and you can also run them without the load as well. So the loads are entirely removable. They just fit right through a little slot in the middle there. Just easily to line it up with the stakes.
Mm-hmm.
It slots in.
Yep.
And
Yep.
makes for a really good looking load.
Yes, it does. You can mix and match them between those road names or the road names without the loads we've done so far. Set them up as just decorations, accessories on your lumberyard scene. Gives that car some new versatility.
Absolutely does, yeah. So I believe, Tyler, you have one more product to show, right? And I'm going to try and figure out this this third camera issue here while you show that.
I do, yes, and I had seen somebody come into the chat and ask if there were going to be any G-Skill items, and it is your lucky day because in fact we do. They are right behind me here, so I am going to swivel around here and show you all the large scale 1 to 29 scale 2-bay offset twin coal hopper. This was something that we announced back in the 2024 mid-year announcements, and we received the decorated samples a couple weeks ago. You probably saw them on our Facebook page. And as you can see, it's the smallest 1 to 29 scale item we've done so far, but and of course, being large scale has some size to it. This is the twin bay offset hopper was a very popular design. Originated in the late 1920s, I believe it's a standard AAR developed design. And these were being built all the way up until the 1950s. And I think on some rails they were in service up until the 1970s. And it was a very popular design used by railroads all over the country. And you'll see that in the road names that we've selected for this release. I'll bring the car in a little closer here and show some more of these details. You've got the separately applied metal handrails and grab irons all around, operating scale knuckle couplers. You've got plain bearing trucks here with working springs, metal wheels, which these cars have not been available ready to run with metal wheels previously. Got a detailed underbody with, I think this is a very cool feature. You've got opening hopper bays with springs, so you can open them up like that and then close them. That's to ensure that they don't stay open and drag along the track when in operation. So if you, but I'm sure that somebody out there can jerry rig a system to keep them open if you want to show your car on a siding being unloaded, perhaps. Of course, you have a detailed coal load here, which is removable. Let's see if I can pop that out here now. It is in a little bit snug. I'm not going to risk it, but rest assured it is removable, and you have a fully detailed interior. I'll give you a close look at the graphics. This is, of course, Santa Fe. Santa Fe you would not think of normally as a coal railroad compared to some of the railroads on the East Coast that made most of their revenue off of coal shipments, but they did have some coal hoppers such as these. This is the Santa Fe class GA54, as you can see here. We have two more road names, and I should mention that for all three of these road names, we have two car numbers available each, so you can have the start of a coal unit train. Here's the Baltimore and Ohio sample with the famous Capitol Dome logo. Turn it around here. Got some nice detail here with your brake system and your brake wheel on the end here. We have Southern as well. Very distinct paint scheme with the name going all the way across the car and then the road number right below that. Both very large. It's not often that you see this kind of lettering design, so this was a fun one to do the artwork for. And there will be one more option for these offset hoppers, which I don't have with me tonight, but we will also offer a painted and lettered black for you can add your own prototypical or freelance road name of your choice.
We know a lot of large-scale railroaders have their own proprietary garden railroads, so we wanted to make sure we would accommodate to their needs.
Yeah, both freelance and if there's a prototypical road name that we're not doing in this release, and you just want to jump right in with some decals, that's an option as well.
Absolutely. So I think that's pretty much all we have for upcoming samples. We've always got products in the work, and I'm seeing some questions in the comments about other models that we haven't talked about specifically on this stream, but we have announced, and we'll get to those questions. We will do a Q&A towards the end of the show. But should we break up the new products and the new arrivals with the little layout tour here?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, so if you've been watching our streams, whether it's this one, whenever I happen to be home, or if I'm doing Thomas Tuesday, for those of you who watch the Thomas streams, you'll see this layout is usually in the background. This is my home layout, which I've had for about 5 years now. This is probably the last month it's going to be here because I'm actually moving not too far away, but that will be the end of this layout and the start of a whole new layout. So I figured could take a quick look at it before we head on to the other products and before it gets torn down. So I'm gonna go over to the other camera here and see if I can get that to work. Let's see. All right. It's facing down right now, so that's let's see why is I'm gonna mute this one. All right, there we go. All right. Let me know if you can still hear me.
I can hear you, but I cannot see you at the moment. No, there we go.
There's a good reason for that. That was because it was face down in the corner of the layout.
Okay.
But yeah, here's the layout. Just may see a couple of Easter egg Bachmann cars sitting on the layout, such as got the 5161 Trinity hopper there and the GATX 4180, and it's still a little fuzzy, but this is actually one that I custom weathered that turned out pretty cool. We'll leave it, let it try and figure itself out here for a second, but
maybe we can
the old town scene behind there. What was that, Tyler?
I was just going to say maybe we can post some photos on the Facebook page later this week as well. I've seen the layout in person, and it's
not
very
a bad
well
idea.
done. A lot of detail packed into a smaller space.
There we
About
go.
how big is the layout exactly in feet and dimensions?
It's two 11 by 3 sections. It's an L-shaped layout.
There you go.
And you've got actually, since we're down here, you got a legacy plastic fill product here, which I detailed and painted to represent a. If you're from the Philadelphia area, you'll probably recognize it as a classic Wawa convenience store, which is, this was developed long before Tyler and I were at Bachmann, but with us being a Philadelphia company, I have very little doubt that it was probably based on the Wawa store architecture.
Oh, it absolutely was. Looks like one that was just down the street from the office.
Yeah. And then we've got the rural commuter rail terminal here and a couple of interchange tracks for freight with, this is actually the separate sale version of the McKinley Explorer cars we were showing earlier. It's the Tekla Talkeetna. I knew I was going to butcher that. So we've got a main line down here. Up on the upper level is a tourist railroad / short line that has some freight customers. And then right down here in the foreground, there's a lumber yard. And sitting in the lumber yard there, you'll see one of our previous run, or still existing, but our earlier run of the center beam hoppers without the load, or center beam flat cars without the loads, sitting in the lumber yard there. I'll just pan back for an overview. I won't take too much time with this because I know it's looking more like a Van Gogh painting than anything else.
That's the thought that counts.
But it gives you, yeah. But that gives you a basic look at the layout, and so it goes from a more urban-ish looking commuter station there, and it goes all the way around along here, around to the other end of the line here, and yeah, it's a fun layout. It's definitely designed for more switching. There's no through running on it. That's something that I want to change on the next layout, especially having kids now. I've grown to appreciate the ability to just sit back and watch a train run. So that'll be something I'll incorporate into the next layout. But yeah, this has been a fun layout to have, and it's served its purpose well. It's actually been on. It's served as the as the setting for various Bachmann magazine ads. I'll bring a couple of them up onto the screen here. So I'll put this down.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think just about every model on the layout is a Bachmann product, is it not? At the moment.
right at the moment, yeah, there's a good amount here. Let's see. Let me mute the other. Oh goodness.
Yeah, everything except those passenger cars behind the SEPTA ACS 64. I won't say who made them, but it rhymes with Trapedo. We lost. I think I offended Matt so much that we lost audio from him.
Oh, all right, I'm back. What I was saying was they are a great representation of the train that you can build that really can only be hauled by your Bachmann ACS 64. So I'm okay showing those.
Yeah, and the ACS 64 is a Bachmann exclusive.
Absolutely, it is. And you can see up there as well. There's also the I had a couple of examples of the Northeast Steel caboose. That's the chassis one up there, and our 52-foot 6-inch outside brace boxcars sitting over there on the transload track as well. So yeah, nice little highlight of some of the products from our line in addition to the layout. But yeah, I won't gush too, and go on and on too much about my layout. But I will just show let's see, a couple of examples of some of the ads that it's appeared in for Bachmann over the years. Let's see. Let's see if I can show it on here. So we got the Via Rail Canada ad here for when we first introduced the HO scale set. It's speeding past the. In reality, it would be hitting the bumper in 2 seconds there. So that was all Photoshop. You've got the always a classic, the K4, and the ALC 42 in a very similar position there. And then actually one of my personal favorite ads that we've done is the daylight special there. That's steaming out of the SEPTA station, although you wouldn't know it. So yeah, that's how do I get rid of these things? Very, very technical here, as you can tell. All right, there we go. So that's it. Enough about the layout. But it's been a pleasure to have these last 5 years, and hopefully it's brought some enjoyment to everybody who's seen it in ads and actually on our videos as well. And stay tuned for whatever comes next. Got a larger basement in the next house, so should be some exciting opportunities with it. But yeah, so we also have some in-stock products to talk about. Tyler, we can't go this whole stream without talking about this one, so I'm going to hand this over to you for this.
Yeah, it's a very big one. It's behind me. It's been behind me over my shoulder the whole time. The Acela 2, the next gen Acela, as it's officially known, has arrived. It is here. Arrived at the end of September. We've been shipping them out to dealers. So check your local hobby shop for stock, and it's also now available to order directly from us at shop.bachmanntrains.com. This is, of course, a starter set, which includes everything you need at minimum to run the Acela 2. You've got your power car, the powered DCC, and the non-powered, both DCC ready with a 21-pin plug. This set is DC out of the box, but you could drop in any DCC decoder of your choice to run it on DCC. You've got our concrete tie easy track and the DC speed controller. And you've got free passenger cars. You've got your N cars, the first class, and the business quiet car, and the cafe car in the middle. With the way the Acela 2, the next gen Acela, is designed, you need those cars at minimum to run the train. So those are the three that we included in the set. You can see here on the back of the box, we do have a illustration of the complete consist. You'll see the cars included in the set are a little bit faded out, and then we've got the add-on cars, the separate sale add-on cars, also shown that are needed to build a full-size, complete prototypical next-gen Acela consist. So the set and the add-on cars, as I mentioned, are available now. Make sure to check your local hobby shop, or you can order directly from us at shop@bachmanntrains.com.
And I am seeing already online, people are posting videos of theirs running, and it's really cool to see them finally, after a lot of hard work and a lot of years of process, seeing them out on people's railroads running. And someone, at least one person, has already developed a sound set for it that sounded pretty cool. So yeah, maybe we'll share some of those on our social media at some point.
Yeah, it's been a couple years coming now. Big thanks to Amtrak for all the assistance and information they provided to us to make sure it's as prototypical as it possibly can be, and we hope everybody enjoys it.
Absolutely. One other product that arrived the same week as the Acela 2 and hopefully didn't fly under the radar too much was this, which is the Via Rail Canada SC42D. No, forget that's the Metro North one. SCV42 in N scale. And I'm going to take it out of the box here so you can see just how detailed this little model is. You got all the instructions and everything right here. Also available on our website if you navigate to the product. And just pops right out. And there you have it. Same level of detail as the HO models. Same sound set that's on the HO models, so that means you get the full startup sequence and shutdown sequence, and you get all the authentic sounds from the actual Siemens charger, in addition to the Canadian specific sounds that we talked about earlier for the Lumi train. This comes with the Canadian correct announcements with in English and in French, and it comes with the Canadian horn sound effect as well, with the low tone for slow running and the louder version for the for running at speed. I'm probably not saying that with the correct technical terminology.
You get the point across.
But yeah, so that's the N scale version, and we do have the whole venture consist coming as well. Right now, that's expected to arrive probably around early spring next year, and that'll include the cab car with DCC and sound as well, just like the HO version. So there you go, full cab interior as well. Metal handrails. Got the light in the corridor work area as well, which obviously only when it's on the track.
Yeah.
Working marker lights, rear headlight, and here underneath you can see where the speaker sits as well. So those are shipping now. They also arrived last week, and they should be, if they're not available at your retailer now, they will be soon.
Good stuff.
All right. So I think we should probably pivot to the Q&A. We got a few minutes left here. What do you think?
Yeah, we've definitely plenty of questions. We'll hit as many of them as we can. As always, if we don't get to your question or you are watching the stream after the fact, if you're not watching live but watching the replay on Facebook or YouTube, just leave a comments and we will answer the questions as best we can. You can also send us an email at info@bachmanntrains.com.
Yeah.
I'll start from the most recent comments, and Matt will go back to the beginning of the stream, and we'll hit as many as we can.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. We had a question a couple of times about making a Siemens SD 400 or 460 in HO scale. It's my understanding this is the predecessor to the S70 and S700 series that we announced during the summer. It's a good suggestion. We will certainly keep it in mind. Right now, our focus is going to be developing the S70 and S700. It's the first time we've done a light rail vehicle like that. So we want to focus on one at a time, make sure we get that one done right, and see how it does. So not enough question for the future.
Yeah. If it does exceptionally well, there's certainly going to be interest in doing more, I'm sure. So place your orders.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question here about an ETA for the Dreyfus Hudson in HO scale. That's another model I know a lot of people have been very excited for. Obviously, it was the cover model for our catalog this year. Right now, it looks like it's probably going to be here in the first quarter of 2026. Tyler, if you want to speak a little bit more to that, I don't know if you have anything more to speak to that.
Nothing at this time, other than we did have to push it to next year. As I mentioned, because of the tariff-related production stoppage and delays, we only had so much capacity for getting items out in 2025, so we did have to push some things to 2026. But aside from that, everything else is going smoothly. Just had to wait for a production spot to open up for them.
Yep. And when those arrive, we will also be getting stock of the New York Central 20th Century Limited smooth side consist of cars as well, which will be the baggage car, the two coaches, the dining car, and the observation car. So that'll make a nice train to go along with it.
Yeah, it'll be a beautiful looking train. They
That's
were
that's
a
that's my daughter upstairs.
yeah, entertaining herself. Hopefully,
Absolutely.
yeah. Did have a also a couple questions about if there were going to be any new model announcements tonight. Well, there were, of course, the new samples we showed, but those were for things that were previously announced over the last year or two. No new announcements tonight. It's not usually what we do with New Model Monday. We'll be announcing some brand new products when the 2026 catalog releases. That'll be next January.
I have a question here. Can you make an N scale speeder? Man, that'd be a challenge.
Yeah, it certainly would be.
So that reminds me of that meme. The
Yes.
that pretty much sums up what an N scale speeder would be. But
Yeah.
you never know with the way technology is minimizing and getting smaller, and we do like a challenge. So maybe that'll be something we could consider in the future. We'll see.
hmm This is a question I'll direct to you, Matt. We have a request for if there's an update on Gordon's coaches and N scale.
So Gordon's coaches we have designed, and we have got the artwork for it as well, but it's not quite ready to show off. We're hoping to have an update on that we can show probably by the end of the month, maybe a little bit after that. But watch this space. And as I've mentioned on some of the Thomas streams, if you're a fan of the model era, the classic era, then you'll like these, and that's all I'm going to say for now.
And I also have a request for updates on the N scale roundhouse, which we announced in the mid year announcements last year. There was some preliminary design work done for that. We had some other projects that took precedence, so roundhouse is still planned. It will release sometime in 2026. That's the only update I have at this time.
I see a few questions here about Brightline, and we see this on our social media as well a lot. So we've addressed it before. I'll address it again. We know there's a lot of interest in Brightline for the Chargers and the venture cars. It does come down to licensing, and so far at this point we have not been able to secure a licensing deal with them, but we're continuing to hopefully see what we can do in the future. So it's not that we're ignoring, the comments. We see them, we know, and if we can make it happen, we will make it happen.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate all the interest. It's probably been one of our most requested products in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Got a question here also about whether there's a ETA for the Metro North Charger, the SC42DM. Not a firm ETA, but it is set for a 2026 release, so it'll be later in the year.
I have a couple of questions, a couple more Thomas questions, and I'll chime in on these because I have assisted Matt with some of these projects. I have a request about the DCC Sound Thomas and Percy, which we announced a few years back, and they've been a long time coming, but they are in production now, and we are hoping to receive them by the end of the year. Can't guarantee that, but they are getting ever so closer. And we do have a question if they have working headlights. They do not. They do have DCC and sound control with authentic Thomas and Friends sounds. No working headlights, but it'd be another thing that we can look into as a future upgrade.
I got some questions. I've seen a few questions about any updates on the N-Scale 460. I will start off and then I'll hand it over to Tyler. We did post on our social media a couple weeks ago the first artwork renditions that we have for the N-Scale 460. So if you scroll back down our Facebook page a little bit, you'll see, and it's on Instagram as well, I think. you'll see the initial subject to change artwork that will appear on the locomotives. I know one of them has already had some modifications made to it since we showed them off.
Yes, there's actually the most recent updated artwork is now on the on our website shop.bachmanntrains.com. It's we After we did the initial release, we got in contact with this name may be familiar to those of you who are into 19th century railroads, with Jim Wilkie, who has done a lot of studies of paint colors for locomotives from this period, and he was able to give us some suggestions based on his historical research of some updates we should do to the artwork sheets. So what is on the website now reflects that and has been updated from what we initially shared on Facebook. So yes, the artwork is completed, and the tooling is being made right now. So we are hoping to receive the first engineering sample within the next couple of weeks.
Can't wait to see that. And I know a lot of you on the stream can't wait as well. This is, you were saying about Brightline being a highly requested item. This is, in terms of products we've actually announced, this is probably one of the most requested for updates on. So it's exciting that it's at this point.
It really is. And we also saw when the Facebook post was made, all the HO scale modelers who were interested in one. The shoe is on the other foot a little bit, but we see you, and we know there's interest now in HO scale, so we'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. I could use one, so I'm gonna pester Tyler about that.
Okay.
So I got another question here about an upcoming product. Do we have a delivery update for the Amtrak San Joaquin Venture coaches? Not at this time. These will be a 2026 release, probably later in the year as well, like the SC42DM. But as with everything like the 460s, whenever we receive updates that are worth showing off, we always put them on our social media. So definitely make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram because we will be sharing updates as they happen. And with the San Joaquin cars, I know that some of you might be thinking, well, we've done a venture car. What's taking so long with getting in just new paint scheme on it? Well, with the venture cars, we're not just doing new paint schemes. We're making the cars as exact as we can for the actual prototype for that car. So that means with each difference on the prototype, we have to replicate that difference on the model. So the San Joaquin cars will be actually differently tooled to the cars that we have for Via Rail and for Amtrak Midwest now. So yes, it's part of the same family, but at the same time, it's also a brand new product that involves all new tooling in certain aspects as well.
This is I'm going to have to be the bit of a bearer of bad news here a little bit, but since it was asked about if we were going to show them, I'm going to give this update. We had a question about if the new Owen 3260 moguls have been revealed, which we announced in the 2025 catalog. And unfortunately, due to low pre-orders and sales projections, we decided for now to cancel that release of road names. This isn't necessarily that they'll be canceled forever. We may revisit those road names and paint schemes at a later date, but we are not going to move forward with the project for now due to those low pre-orders and projections. And with the production delays, we have other projects that are going to take precedence. So those 260s are going to be, they're not going to be moving forward for now. We're not giving up on 0-30 by any means. We've got a couple new rolling stock projects, which we talked about on last month's stream. We're still working on reintroducing the Heisler, the Stearns Heisler in 0-30. So stay tuned for updates on those.
Yep. 0-30 is not going anywhere. But yeah, that locomotive release will not be happening for now. But like Tyler said, it's not impossible for the future, and now we have those road names lined up for if a opportunity arises to bring them out. I'm seeing a couple of questions about whether we have any Mexican trains in our liner planned. We do have one SD40 in the NDM, the National Railways of Mexico scheme. And there's always the potential for more in the future. I saw one question specifically asking about the Tren Maya, the new train, and the um, I forget what that part of Mexico is called, but the peninsula out to Cancun. That would be a really cool train to see. Kind of a one-off, so I don't know how realistic that is for us. But I did actually just see that they have some wide cab GEs that they're having delivered for freight service. So who knows? You never know what could be a possibility in the future, but no plans right now. I also have a question here about the if there's any update on the San Diego MTS trolley, which would be, of course, the S70 and the S700. No updates to share yet, but they are actively being worked on, and we will be sharing updates as soon as we have them. And Tyler, I have another one here. I'm going to ask you if you happen to have an answer for this. Large scale Dash Nines. Do you know where we might be with the new release of those?
No update at this time. They are waiting to be rescheduled in the production schedule. That's all we know at this time.
And another question for an update. N scale 44 tonner. That's probably going to be another late 2026 release.
I think we've covered all the questions that we can, besides just general product suggestions, which we do appreciate as well. We'll take them into consideration.
Yep, we always do. Might be time to put out another one of those questionnaires on Facebook like we did last year.
Yeah, I think so.
For now, I think we're actually at just over an hour, which is just about perfect timing. So I think this will be a good time to sign off. As always, we always appreciate everybody who comes on to watch. We hope we were able to answer your questions, and hope you enjoyed the demonstration of our upcoming products and our new arrivals.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
All right, so catch us again next month, where we will have plenty of new stuff to talk about.
Have a good night.